Hey everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. With me once again, we have Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, not TVs, and now he reviews wrestling. Once again, Campo, welcome back. We are talking about Stardom.
Stardom, All-Star Queendom.
Yes, what a name.
But listen, we always make fun of their names. This is one of
64th over 62 days, right?
This is one of the least crazy names they've ever had. Let's be honest. And Pro Wrestling Noah likes to have crazy names too, which weirds me out that New Japan doesn't have crazy names.
Yeah.
But these two, Pro Wrestling Joshi has crazy.
Yeah, Joshi names. Pro does. Yeah.
But can I just say something before we get into this? Because I know we're not going to do a state of wrestling for a long time, probably.
Yeah. We may do one with the draft.
Hey, maybe.
There may be a draft special, so stay on the lookout for that.
And we'll just add it. We'll just do an early state of wrestling. But for everyone out there who doesn't seem to understand this, because I'm seeing a lot of things online, Bullet Club Gold, okay, this, you may think, oh, this is the knockoff. They're the knockoff. No, in the beginning,
that was Finn Balor's.
Devitt's whole thing when they made Bullet Club was this. They didn't do the Too Sweet until when Prince Devitt and
Carl Anderson.
No. Prince Devitt and oh my God, what's the big guy's name?
Fale, Bad Luck Fale.
When Bad Luck Fale and Prince Devitt finally got Carl Anderson and Tama Tonga to join, then they did a Too Sweet. But prior to that, it was always just a real rock and roller. Yeah. So it's kind of a throwback, and I really like it.
Yeah,
and
it's so everyone else paying homage to their roots.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now let's talk about Stardom.
Let's talk about Stardom because this was one hell of a show. So first we had the Yokohama Rumble match. I think Stardom starts every show with this Rumble match. It's just a fun match to get everybody on the show.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. Not one single version of the show that I found, and I did watch it in Japanese again. And
yeah,
I'm going to be honest with you.
I wish I had a translator.
No, I don't. I'm kind of in this point now where for Stardom specifically, I'm so used to not seeing it in English.
Okay.
That the Japanese kind of works with it. And like I said,
adds something to it.
You kind of, JD has some Japanese abilities.
Yeah,
he can speak a little and understand a little. For me now, it's become like the way that me being someone who's Italian and I can kind of understand Spanish and Portuguese by the way they say certain words and the inflection and
even French to a certain extent.
Well, French, we're Canadian, so I do know some French. I can have a French conversation, maybe not as good as a French speaking person, but I can. But I've learned to understand this is what this move is. This is why we're excited. Like, I get it, right? And I kind of like watching it in Japanese. Mind you, that has nothing to do with what I was going to say. I could not find a version that had the Rumble. I'm sorry, I did not see the Rumble, but it also was a pre-show, and we do not judge these shows based on the pre-show. If the pre-show is bad, we will talk about it and analyze it and overanalyze it. But
if the pre-show is good, we will also talk about it and overanalyze.
But it doesn't really truly affect it. I did not see the Rumble. I heard it was pretty decent.
It was a fun little Rumble match.
But I just realized match. All the versions had the next match. Sorry, but all the versions had the next match of the
Odio Tai against Club Venus.
Yes, which I really like that. But we'll get to that.
But yeah, so it like I said, my Sakurai won. So
yeah, good. Good.
That's good for her. Like I know she's one of the ones that's going to be moving up the card soon.
And she's actually pretty good. We've seen some stuff from her. She's one of the people we have seen some stuff
Is it which one is Azumi? Which one is she? The high speed champion?
High speed champion.
Yeah. So I think Sakurai and Azumi may be having I think that's next in line for her. Because they need to move Azumi up the card.
There's one other girl. She has a match here. I think she's going to be the next one that fights her. The one that was also in the fight for, with Sasha Banks.
Oh, not Azumi, but the other one.
Yeah,
I forgot. Yeah,
the one. Hold on, Hazuki.
Yeah.
and she's really good.
Yeah.
I just
Like
got her
all the
card in. I just got
and
her card
all
in the game. Just
yeah,
got a card in the
all
game.
these women are like, it amazes me like how they book these women to make them look so strong and so believable when they weigh like 90 pounds, 100
I just want
pounds.
to be honest, and some of them don't. Some of them are monsters and good,
Yeah.
good on you. They have a really good balance of female body type, skill level, all this stuff.
Mhm.
I'm going to be honest with you. There's no one in the world that trumps Stardom at this point for women's wrestling, especially
Yeah.
now that Sasha Banks looks really good, and we'll get to that when we
Yeah.
get there. But I want to say, I do think their roster is so stacked. It's kind of crazy. It's and I think that they don't get enough respect. Joshi Pro is top heavy.
Yeah.
They have 4 or 5 banger wrestlers, but we see them in AEW.
Like Maki
Minus,
Ito and yeah.
we see all of them, right? Because even the ones that are not mainstream have fought
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa for the title, or
Yeah.
here and there. But Stardom is absolutely stacked. I heard the Rumble was good, didn't see it.
Yeah.
I did see the next match, which was the 8-woman tag match.
Yeah. Odeo Tai and was Raka and Gold Ship of Watanabe, Tora, and Kashima.
So Momo, we know Momo
Yeah.
because Momo was the announcer for the match that we love.
Mhm.
Maybe match of the year because we didn't count it last
quite
year.
possibly be.
Between who was it? Mayu Iwatani
And Mercedes.
No, Mayu Iwatani and the pirate.
Oh, Kyrie.
Kyrie. She was the announcer in that match that really sold us on thing.
Yes.
And also, by the way, sorry for my lighting. My normal lighting doesn't work, so reflections on my glasses, suck it up. So yeah, the 8-man tag. I don't want to 8-woman tag. Sorry, I don't want to dwell on it too hard.
And they were all Club Venus were all Gaijin wrestlers.
I thought it was really weird that Club Venus has Felka because she's part of
Donna Del Mondo.
And I looked, I definitely
I
did.
thought she was part of this Club Venus.
For a lot of these matches, I'm gonna tell you right now, I went full deep dive. I didn't think she was Club Venus. I was wondering why is she there? But then Club Venus was also there for the match for Julia.
Yes.
And the outside of the ring, and I was like, is Club Venus must be associated with them
because in Stardom they have a lot of subdivisions, like what's their name? The tag team of Natsupoi and Nakano there.
And when I saw Natsupoi in the match where we see her,
they're part of Cosmic Angels.
I was like, wait, did they finish the storyline with her and Tam? And I don't know, but apparently no, because she's there for Tam. And
they have an album coming out.
Yeah, and
Meltier, that's what they're
called. We won't dig too deep into that, but I thought I did my deep dive when it was happening, and Felka is still part of Donna Del Mondo. It's just they're not rivalry factions, so they're working together. And I talked to someone about this today. Like I said, let's not dwell on this too long. Japanese factions are different, and I hope that's where AEW is planning to go with all of these factions. Sorry, not a State of Wrestling episode, but where your faction exists as a place where you rest your name and gives you relevance, but you don't really work as a NWO or Bloodline type faction where they have your back. It's more of just a place where you belong with these people.
It's more like a sports team.
Yes. So you work with these people. They help raise your name. You help each other raise your name, but you don't technically. You're not always on a run out for each other, like how American wrestling is like, and I hope that's where AEW is going. But anyways, so the 8-woman tag, was a pretty solid match. You tell them who goes over.
We have Odeo Tai go over, and Gold Ship is a subdivision of Odeo Tai. Raka is not part of Gold Ship, but they're all part of Odeo Tai.
And you know what I hate more than anything? It's multi-team tag matches, and this was pretty entertaining. Not good, but pretty entertaining, and I enjoyed it.
In all fairness, like there was, what's her name? I think it was Jessie. She's not the strongest performer there, but Tekla carried this.
And you know what? What's the blonde girl? Mariah May. She's pretty good. We saw her in the event with the Pro Wrestling Noah, and she's pretty good.
When I saw Mariah May, my first thought is, it's like to compare it to someone like an NXT, like a Tiffany Stratton.
Yes, and I was expecting not good. because that's you took the words out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was thinking, but surprising.
Yeah.
Because we know Thekla can perform.
Yes. So they go over. Next, we go into our main show proper. We have Saira and the Starlight Kid against Azumi and
How do you start a pay-per-view? How do you start a
throw on
pay-per-view
Starlight
like
Kid.
this?
You
Like
throw on the
Starlight
Starlight
Kid and Azumi in the
Mhm.
first match, and it was good. I love the presentation. I love
Her
the
title,
way
I think, was the only belt not defended on this show.
Yeah.
Because
And
all the other belts were defended.
and they were all in the proper main event
Order.
spots.
Yeah.
This pay-per-view is ridiculously long, but
It was like 6 hours almost.
but if you skip the wait times between things and then the intermissions between the pre-show, then the main show proper, and then the main event section, it's not as long as you think it is. Mind you, minus one match, which we'll get there.
Yeah.
But this was a great opening match.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun.
Like
The
you throw on
presentation-
Azumi and you throw on Starlight Kid, like you know right away you're gonna get a great match.
Yeah. Hate me if you want. Hate me if you want. The presentation of this pay-per-view was better than any New Japan we've seen so far. The way that the
You know what?
entrances were laid out,
Going back to that, like New
outfits,
Japan
the
Strong,
costumes.
they need to do something about the way they present, especially Strong. They need to do
Strong
something.
is so bunkus.
Like we've all the Strong shows we've watched so far with Rumble on 44th Street and Battle in the Valley was the only one that kind of looked a little bit better because Capital Collision and Collision in Philly were not the best.
The DC one was better than the Philly one, but I think that's because the Philly venue is where it is, and
it's a big.
I don't want to take away.
CW arena.
It's respectable.
Yeah.
I think doing a show there is like a tip of your hat to like
we've made it.
We've like remember your company. We're paying our respects to your company because that was the Philly territory, right?
Yeah.
And I think whatever you feel about ECW, and how whatever it became, you need to respect what it was.
Yeah.
It changed the face of wrestling. There's no Chris Jericho. There's no Eddie Guerrero. There's no Chris Benoit.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, without that
there's no Bully
Taz.
Ray.
Okay, can I say something? I know we're not on a state. Before we digress, Taz is such an underappreciated wrestler because people only remember what he did in WWE.
Yeah. Watch his human suplex machine when he created the FTW championship.
Look how good he was before the injury, before he came back as the human suplex machine.
Yeah, when he was a Tasmanian.
He had a rocket strapped to him. Neck injury, not his fault. Anyways, we digress.
We digress. So Starlight Kid goes over in this match.
I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it.
You thought what? Maybe Azumi?
I thought Azumi for sure because she's the champion.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was doing research while I'm watching the show. All four of these women are under the age of 23.
Fantastic.
So
I'm going to be honest with you. We came into Stardom with the names we knew, and we'll get to one that I'm going to talk about when we get there. But we didn't immediately have Starlight Kid, Azumi, or Hazuki on our radar. But those three are bangers because we saw the Starlight Kid hardcore match with the bicycle.
Oh, that was amazing.
We saw Azumi and Hazuki against
Mercedes Moné,
and you know what? Azumi is a special wrestler.
Yeah, she's got a bright future ahead of her.
Holy crap!
Yeah, Azumi's got a bright future. That's why I think maybe they got to push. We were saying they got to push her up.
This is their titular belt, right? So this is not their Intercontinental belt. This is their European title, or their what would you call it?
I don't
know. This is their TNT belt.
Their cruiserweight belt.
Yeah, this is their TNT, their cruiserweight belt. It's not the second belt; it's the third belt, and she's
the third tier. Yeah,
she's gonna move up, and then Starlight Kid is gonna dominate this division.
Yeah, and then Starlight Kid, I think eventually too. I think
she's got a rocket. She's got a rocket.
But so next we go. Like I said, Starlight Kid goes over this, and then we go into our next match of the night, which is Queen's Quest of Amasaki and Utami Hayashishida against stars of Hazuki and Fuwa-chan.
And I want to say this. Can I have a second here?
Sure.
Utami Hayashishida is one of their premier stars, and we had not ever got the chance to see her until this event. And dude, she is so good.
Was it due to injury? I think
it might have been, but originally was rocket strapped and
Yep.
then kind of faded, and now she's back and she looks great. And I just want to, this is what I really wanted to point out. This is a celebrity match. A
Yeah.
celebrity match.
Yeah,
Okay.
because what's her
And
name? Fua Chan is a
Fua Chan is a comedian,
yep.
not even on TV, from Instagram.
Yeah,
Okay.
and YouTube. Yes.
And YouTube. Okay. This match, like, don't get me wrong, Logan Paul is great.
Yes.
She was so good in this match. How the hell? And it shows you before the match, like how
Yeah.
she got training from Okada and all these people.
Yeah.
Dude, how good was this match?
This was amazing. Like, it was fantastic.
How did she
like,
do what she did? She's never wrestled before.
Yeah, it's like when we were watching Logan Paul do it, he was doing like
But like we see women's wrestlers who are pros who can't do what this celebrity walked in and in one event did. I know they helped carry her, but this match was so good and they let her lose.
Yeah. Usually when the celebrity comes in, they roll the red carpet out for the celebrity, but this was more pay your dues before you can win a match.
How wonderful was it to see Hazuki like put this match on her shoulders every time she was in the ring and just carry everything that was happening.
Anytime Hazuki and Hayashishita were in the ring together was just gold.
Like it's crazy how excited I am to talk about this.
Yeah.
we didn't talk about this at all.
Yeah, because this is the first quote Stardom events we've done since December, right?
Yeah, and I forgot like what a banger company this is. It's presented so well.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, they are a bit outside of the company, outside of the events, over sexualized. But like if you watch Joshi Pro and see the way that they present their women, and then you watch the pay-per-view events of Stardom, it's not even close.
No,
Stardom
they tried to
like
they tried to go more
comedy,
sexy. But the term is kawaii, cute, the cutesy kawaii.
And then you watch Stardom and it's like New Japan.
Yeah.
You see this like there's a reason.
Yeah.
People always call me an AEW mark since I've been back. No. If you want to call me a mark of anything, I'm a New Japan mark. There's nothing in my heart bigger than New Japan ever in my life in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, they can do no wrong.
Naito. But man, Stardom has some banger matches. This was a really good match, a celebrity match, and it was so good.
Yeah. Granted, like that Logan Paul against Roman Reigns was not a bad match either.
But the Logan Paul matches have become real matches. This match is akin to the Jackass match. I know there was like weird stipulations in that match, but this is what
or when what's his name? Stephen Amell tagged with Cody.
Yes, this is those were not a person trying to be a professional wrestler, as is this.
This is just
Logan Paul is trying to become a professional wrestler. This is someone just walked into the ring, put on a banger match. She took the beat down of her life. It looked excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They made her, even in the loss, they made her look good.
Yeah, they made everyone
because Queen's Quest. Queen's Quest
is a banger.
Yeah,
we haven't even talked about them.
Yeah, and the only thing was
we fully grasp it, but what a good
stable that is
of stable. Yeah, what a good stable.
Queen's Quest, because Azumi's in it too. Lady C, Amasaki's in it. Like. Which is funny because Lady C is part of that, and then she's also the one under the mask, the super strong Stardom giant machine.
Yeah, isn't Mina Shirakawa Queen's Quest?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, we'll get there when we get there.
We'll get. But next, so like I said, then there was this like long speech with basically Fua Chan. She was just talking about like thank you for giving me this opportunity. And
a lot of these matches had speech moments at the end, and I'm not going to knock them for that,
especially when we get to the all the title matches.
Yeah.
So next we go into Himeka's retirement match.
Sad.
Yeah. She
the Jumbo
is
Princess. Like,
yep. She is also very young, so the reason why she's retiring is unknown. She's only 25.
She's such a good wrestler. This match, and you know who she's wrestling here, Micah.
Micah
is her partner.
Yeah, her tag team partner.
Her tag team partner, and man, before I knew this was a retirement match, I already thought this was a good match. But when I found out what it was, I didn't go back and rewatch it. I'm not gonna lie, but it added so much more to the understanding of what was happening here.
Like
It was like, I'm
Himika
gonna go out.
she picked her to be her opponent.
Yeah, it's a big blow to Donna Del Mundo. It's a big blow to Stardom because
To
she's
women's wrestling in general.
and it's like, it's so funny. They call her Jumbo Princess. I was talking to my buddy about this. She's 5'7".
Yeah.
But she's built like she looks like I can go. And they went. This match went. They went the distance.
Hard.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
And
what
the crowd, you could hear the crowd. Like, this is the first time I really heard the crowd really get into it. You could hear them chanting Himeka, Himeka. Like, they were really wanting her to win. Yeah.
This is someone who's been here for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
As a mainstay of one of their better wrestlers, one of the better tag teams. And
then so the thing is, Himeka ends up losing. So this is the thing about Japan over a North American style wrestling. When they have a retirement match here in North America, I would say maybe 90% of the time they have the person retiring go over.
Who won? Shinsuke Nakamura or?
It was Shinsuke.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
Who won? Naito?
Naito won.
But who won the match when it was Darby Allin, Sting, and him against all the old guys? Because it's all the old guys and they don't need to put anyone over. They're putting Darby Allin over here.
Yeah.
And I truly, truly respect that, because I promise you 65-year-old Roman Reigns on his retirement tour is going to beat whoever the top star is in WWE.
The only time I've seen it happen was Ric Flair when he lost his retirement match to Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but then what was his real retirement match?
He wins.
He won. 97-year-old Ric Flair won.
Yeah.
Passed out 5 times during the match.
Yeah, I think it was still a great
Steamboat,
match.
Though,
dude could have still gone. Yeah.
Listen, I don't give a shit. Prime Ricky Steamboat is up there with the greatest wrestlers of all time. The man does not get enough respect.
Arguably one of the greatest matches of all time is Savage versus Steamboat.
Yeah, no, definitely is. It's one of the best Mania matches. It's one of the best Intercontinental matches across any Intercontinental title in any company. It's one of Macho Man's best matches, maybe the best. It's Steamboat's best match. It's one of the best WWE matches. And like, you hear the praise. And we never talk about this. I don't even talk about this with you. We love Ric Flair as a wrestler. Yeah. Ricky Steamboat belongs in that special place of wrestlers. He's not respected. He is not in the wrestling community. He's respected. In the fan base, he's not respected. Shout out to Ricky Steamboat.
Shout out to Ricky Steamboat getting that Funko Pop.
I saw it at Toys R Us.
Oh,
yeah. Already had too many things.
You already had to go. Yes, in Canada, we still have Toys R Us. But so after the match, you could really see, like, even though if you couldn't understand, just the emotion on the two ladies' faces, like just crying and hugging each other in the ring. Like, this had
a stipulation to add to the fact, but I don't think anyone in the world of wrestling does emotional moments better than Stardom. Period. Yeah. It's period.com. Stardom.
Stardom is the only wrestling event that made me cry
multiple times. I cried on this 3-4 times. And I don't mean to, it just happens. It's like, it's emotional. It's just happening. It hits you in a place where it's like, this is what wrestling is.
Yeah, it's still real to me, damn it, but
it's still real to me.
But I mean, it was a good show of emotion. Like, we go back to what Cap said about that Charlotte Flair match when she lost to.
I'll die on that hill. I will die on that hill.
And it is essentially what it was a passing of the torch, and Charlotte knew that she was passing the torch to Rhea Ripley, knowing the next generation.
I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. It's the cameraman's fault for panning to her. That's your fault. She knew what they did. They should have been the main event. I understand why they weren't. They put on the best match of the entire weekend at WrestleMania, and they will live forever.
Yes.
Period.
Once again, talking about flares.
But I'm just saying, there's a huge difference between putting on a really good match, putting on one of the best matches of the night, and living forever through what you've done.
This was one of the best women's WWE match I've ever seen. Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. It's going to go down in history as one of the should go down in history as one of the best.
If you talk about WrestleMania 39,
that's got to be the match you talk about.
And you don't talk about that match, you didn't watch WrestleMania 39.
Yeah. So back to Stardom.
Hey.
We have our next match of the new eras, which is Surrey and Mirai against 7-Up of Takahashi and Yu.
Okay. So
Yu at the beginning of the match, I just want to say this. She was taking those multiple chops and she's just standing there like this. Just
they are monsters. And we saw them previously wrestle. This was their better match of the 3 matches we've seen them wrestle.
This was also for the Goddess of Stardom. This is their tag team championship.
And I want to say the new eras did a really good job. I really like that they won with count out. I don't care how anybody feels about that, but it made it made new eras look good without making
7-Up look bad.
7-Up look bad.
And I love that they were
telling hardcore. The way that they got knocked outside was serious. It wasn't like little tap.
They were telling a better story than I've ever seen about the small versus the giants.
Big.
Yeah. Like
it was a put over and it was done well.
And the thing is too, I even noted this down. The way they booked you is the way they should be booking Jungle Juice in Impact.
I mean, Jungle You is much better.
Well, yeah, of course.
But I agree with you.
Like
that's how that tag team, and I think even Kylan King and Taylor Wilde should also be booked like that, where they look almost unbeatable. Because if you're gonna go with this dumb kayfabe shit, excuse my language, but if you're gonna go with it, Kylan King's a monster. Number one, we know
she's tall and she's
and if you're gonna consider Taylor Wilde as being this voodoo priestess and she's so crazy, you gotta book them like friggin' monsters. The only way they're losing is after they've gone through tables and they can't get back in the ring. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I felt about this.
Yeah, and like you said, like when they got thrown to the outside,
dominated.
Yeah,
until that final moment where they finally just caught this beatdown that like was unheard of, and the almost a double count out.
Yeah, it was almost, and they got in the ring at the last second. We get new champs. The new eras are the new champs, and this is our first title change of the night.
Yeah, excellent one too.
Yeah, and we have new Goddess of Stardom. Now that I'm starting to learn a little bit more of what the names of these belts are, they don't say it's the women's. It's the they call every belt.
They have a title. They have a title.
Yeah. So, our next match, which is a new group put together called Restart of Kairi, Natsupoi, and Anu against Prominence of Kurumi, Risa Sera, and Suzu Suzuki.
So, and this was another moment where I was like, Google, please help me. Why is Natsupoi with Kairi?
Yes, and this is for the Artist of Stardom Championship, which is their 6-woman tag team championship.
Shut up. Shut up. I hate 3-way matches. I mean, I don't anymore because I like trios titles. But I was like, come on, like Kairi. I mean, Natsupoi's here, but like I don't know anyone else. Like, whatever. But what a match!
Well, we've seen Risa Sera before a few times.
Well, yeah, okay, but it was like I wasn't expecting this to go the way it went. It started off really fluffy, and kind of like botchy, and I was like, but then Kairi really got intense. And there was a few big spots where someone got knocked to the outside, and there was all this intensity. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Kairi looked like a monster in this match, like an absolute beast.
I'm not. I sound more like, I don't know the word. I sound more excited than I really am, but I just truly enjoy watching these events. My score at the end might not blow you away with the way that I sound like I'm talking about this, but it's crazy to me. Especially, and no offense, when I'm watching women's wrestling and I can watch this much of it for this many hours and just constantly be like, wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I watch WWE, 1 out of every 10 matches is good. I watch AEW, okay, 5 out of every 8 matches is good. But there's always 3 terrible matches in AEW. You get, and it's just like mind-boggling Like, and I love Julia Hart to death, and I love Anna
Yeah,
Jay to death. But watching their feud right now,
is bad.
they're such botch city together. I think they're not that bad alone, but now that you've put them together, it's starting to show these like little things.
They're not quite there yet. They
They're
still
not,
need to.
and that makes sense why this is happening though.
Yeah, they need to be in a feud with other people that can help carry them and train them a
Yes.
little bit, and then
Yes.
have them
I would have
culminate.
had Julia Hart feud a bit with Ty Conti
Mm-hmm.
to before you started the feud to like elevate this feud, and I would have
Yeah.
had Anna Jay go for a bit when she first came back from the injury with somebody else to like lead into this. But either way, we're talking about the wrong company.
Yes. Once again,
These women in Stardom do not put
let
on
up.
garbage.
No, they don't. And they go hard. Like you saw it at the beginning of the match. Like the champs just came out like guns blazing. Like
It's
they
these
just
the forearm to the chest plate, because
yeah.
I don't know if anyone knows this in science, but women have a bigger chest plate than a man does over top of their ribs. So when they hit it, it makes like a big echo, and you
thump,
just
yeah.
hear them friggin' elbow thumping each other. And it's not the sound of a leg slap. It's not the sound of an arm slap. It's
It
a
is the
full
chest plate
chest plate like echo, like
hitting the
boom,
forearm.
boom, boom. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh my God. Like they go.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not
And
scared.
no, they're not. And they're not. That's why I think we also see a lot more injuries in Japanese women's
Yes, of course.
wrestlers.
And Japanese wrestling, period, in AEW. WWE, a lot of people at work have told me this, and it kind of like brought a new aspect to the way I look
Okay.
at WWE. It's not that the wrestlers that are there are not good. It's the way that WWE doesn't allow them to go full bore. They're not allowed to go 100%. Every match maxes out 80%. You cannot go more than this.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they can't
Well, we
go
saw it
too,
in that Hell in a Cell match between
right,
Edge and Finn.
exactly.
They
Okay.
stopped the match.
So, but wait, they can't bleed. That's one thing. They can't go too hardcore. That's another thing. And then they're only allowed to go 80%. So now we have three factors that every other company doesn't have an issue with. And I understand that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to sit here ever in my entire
Well,
life.
WWE is not going to let a 63-year-old man jump off a railing and into two tables.
And I will never in my life ever sit here and be like, Finn Balor or Edge or AJ Styles or Shinsuke Nakamura are not good wrestlers, because we know they are good.
Yeah.
A perfect example of seeing this is watching Kushida from New Japan, watching his original matches as probably one of the greatest light heavyweights of all time, even with the time splitters, him, Prince Devitt as well. Okay. Seeing what they're doing in WWE.
Shout out to the Jet Setters, new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champs.
Kushida now back in New Japan in Impact is like a completely different person than what we saw in NXT. Like not even close.
Yeah. Not even. No, you're right. Like he's going back to that old style of Kushida. Like those matches when with the guns and like
exactly. And I don't want to sidetrack because we're going sidetrack, but this is what makes the podcasts fun.
That match he had against Macklin.
There's no way. Listen to me when I say this, and if you don't agree with me, I'm sorry, but
you're wrong.
You're wrong. Shinsuke Nakamura,
arguably one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Not even arguably. He's one of the greatest wrestlers who has ever stepped into a ring, period. He's one of the greatest wrestlers who ever walked into an arena. He's one of the greatest wrestlers who's ever sat in a chair backstage and didn't wrestle that night. Okay?
Yeah.
What are you doing with him?
Well, I mean, now with the draft, he's moving to Raw.
Yeah, listen, we'll talk about the draft.
We're saving that for another episode. We're saving that for another episode.
But yeah.
But the new belt that they just announced, I think this division now is going to get a little stronger. We'll talk off air about it, but
we're going to do an episode. We're 100% going to do an episode. So
just
look out for that. Let's continue this because we got a lot of matches to go.
We're only about halfway through.
This match was great.
Yeah,
Natsupoi, Kairi, and Anu go over. And I was surprised.
We have our new artist.
Was surprised, but I kind of feel like now you've given Kairi a relevance in a new place. You've elevated the
goddess. Is it the artist?
What do you call it when three people have a belt? You elevated the trios division.
Yes.
And you've given Kairi a purpose here. You've elevated Natsupoi because
Yeah.
she also has not only does she have a title, but she stepped out of the shadow of Tam Nakano.
Yeah.
And now she's also working with one of the greatest Stardom wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
And I think this is important for Natsupoi.
And out of everyone here, Natsupoi, I think, also has the highest ceiling here.
Oh, for sure.
Natsupoi is going to be a future World of Stardom champion.
She's the most important person that was in this match.
Yeah, she was. And working with, like you said, working with Kairi now with that experience and that ability, like it's only going to get better for her, and it's going to get better for everyone, and it's going to get better for the division because now they have belts and they can defend that. More belts.
More belts. I love belts. You know this.
Yep. So we next go into our next match, which is the Wonder of Stardom Championship, which is kind of like their Intercontinental, exactly, where we have defending champ Kimitani against Shirakawa.
And listen, shut up. You're all wrong. This is the match of the night. Absolutely the match of the night. Yep. Two wrestlers I had barely ever heard of put on a match that had me...
just the way she was like...
It literally, I was like
leg
this.
And like... Yeah.
And I couldn't look away for the rest of the match. It was such a story. And it wasn't even the most intense match. I think the next match is the most intense.
just the way like just working on that one body part and like showing them that the leg is gonna be your downfall and that like the figure fours that were being applied. Like you know what I mean? Yeah, it's actual wrestling with wrestling moves. What a concept.
And I'm there. I'm there for
you.
I'm
it's not just punches, it's not just kicks. It was an actual wrestling match. There were submission moves. There was like ground-based wrestling. They were trying not to injure each other, but like to work on a body part so they can use, you know what I mean? Like to get that advantage, to get that. And especially there was a little thing that I have to take away from when the ref was counting to 3, he kind of tucked his arm under Kimitani's shoulder to make her kick out. I don't know if you caught that.
Okay, so I also want to say this. There was a few points through this whole night where I was like, the kickouts. There's a few after this match that are pretty bad, but this match was full of 1, 2. He didn't even swing his arm. He just like waved it in the air. I was like, what the hell's happening?
Yeah.
I'll give it that. And like I said, I am talking straight up hype all day because I'm just excited to enjoy this event. My rating at the end may not reflect how excited I am.
Okay, fair enough. But I mean, other than that, this was like the near falls towards the end were actually quite good. And we get Shirakawa pinning Kimitani, and now we have another
the champion for over 400 days.
Yeah, and she finally got dethroned, and it's a fresh start. Kimitani can now move into the IWGP Women's Division. She can move into a feud for the World of Stardom.
Listen, their entrances were both good. They came out, and
this is also a good way now to elevate Shirakawa too.
Yeah, and I think you got a new fan in me. Yeah, and her song is a banger.
Yes,
it's literally isn't it like Bailando, or it's like one of those wedding songs that they always play.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
But the
have
thing
any
is,
lyrics.
too, Shirakawa is probably one of the older women on the rosters.
Yeah, but listen, great intro song.
Yes, it is. It is. Next, we have a submission match. We're taking a break from the title matches, and it's Shuri against Hashimoto.
And like I said previously, this was probably the most intense match of the night.
Because they beat the shit out of each other in this match.
I really wish I could go back to my top 10 women of the year last year
and put Shuri
not number 1, but I want to reassess what I thought about it. Because at that point I had only seen one match. And man,
even the men's, because now we've seen more of Hijo del Vikingo too.
Yeah, my reasoning for him is different because he was injured he only had really 2 defenses. So as good of a wrestler as he is, he didn't really wrestle.
Yeah, true.
Right, where we went the opposite, where we liked Will Ospreay. He didn't really have the championships, but he wrestled for the whole time, right?
Yeah.
And And I think we can't doubt that Will Ospreay in our final choice in the awards
Has to be,
in
yeah.
the annual donut awards,
Yeah.
which will be coming back this year, the second annual donuts.
No awards.
But man, like
Yeah.
she's the best wrestler in Stardom.
Yeah, absolutely she is. And it shows that she doesn't need a belt to be put in a high profile match. She's the only one on this roster that doesn't need it.
Nothing. She doesn't need anything. Just
Yeah.
she can put her in any match with anyone. But I will say something. Julia is for real.
Yes.
We'll get there when we get there, but like Shuri is not the reason that her match against Julia was a contender for match of the year. Julia is a real wrestler.
Yes. She's one tough woman. Yeah, and like I said, Shuri goes over, and it's not technically by a submission. It was by a standing 10 count.
Yeah.
She couldn't continue.
It didn't make sorry, what's her name? Hashimoto look bad. She stood up but fell down.
Yeah. And she's another one too. She's not like
she's the big she's not a gaijin, but she's the big unbeatable gaijin, what would be in New Japan, because she's not white, but in New Japan she would be the gaijin wrestler that comes in and like
the kaiju. She's the kaiju.
Kaiju. There you go. That's a better name. That makes more sense.
Yeah. So it's like, and she's unbeatable, and Shuri just like pounded the crap out of her that she couldn't even stand up.
And Shuri took a beating for a bit too.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it's a very well balanced matchup.
Yes, it was. And Shuri goes over. So with that, we go into our IWGP Women's Championship match. Mayu Iwatani, who was the first challenger for this belt, against Kairi, now challenging Mercedes Moné for the IWGP.
She's the ace. As much as I want to look out into the wilderness and say Shuri is the ace, no, Iwatani is. Shuri is the real ace.
Yeah.
Julia is their Naito. Iwatani is their Okada. Okay. She's like, no matter how much you don't want to like her or whatever, it's like, you have no choice. She's going to keep winning. And she wins this match. Spoilers.
Yeah. Which is surprising, because this is only Monet's third defense, second defense?
Yes, but she's progressed in all 4 matches she's had so far.
She's finally adjusted to that Eastern style, like
where she's no longer 80%ing it. She's
going.
The first match she 80%ed it, guaranteed. The second match she still did, but it was like a little bit more effort. The match with Azumi and Hazuki, you could see she realized, oh, I'm going to take a cannonball off the top rope to the outside through the barricade.
Yeah, because if I don't go 100% in this match, I'm going to look stupid.
In this match, she went 100%, and I want to tell you something. I was very upset in the beginning because she kept clutching her weave. Her wig was falling out. All the pins were flying out of her head when they were on the outside. She was so worried that her hair was going to fall off. She was more worried about
what she looked like,
But then she stopped caring.
And just wrestled.
Realized, who cares? Look how good I'm going to be remembered forever if I put on a good match here.
Yeah.
I'll live forever. And
she's cementing her legacy with this.
I have this passion of wrestling as someone who's been 1 year in. Okay. If I was a wrestler, I want to leave a legacy of, you will never forget who I am over I won the WWE championship. Do you know what I mean? I want to be Kenny Omega. I want to be whoever, Christopher Daniels. Okay.
He's the Briscoes, perfect example.
Yes. I mean, they did win a lot of titles,
but still,
I want to be Naito. I don't want to be Okada.
John Cena.
I don't want to be John Cena. I don't want to be John Moxley. Yeah. That's not who I want to be. I want to be Chris Jericho. Okay.
The GOAT.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to be Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
And I see we hate on her. We hate on her.
Yeah.
But when you
sometimes the hate, I don't want to say hate, but sometimes
I don't like a lot of people. But when you put on a good match, I'm not going to pretend you put on a bad match.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is Mercedes Moné. This is her best match since leaving the WWE.
And it was so good. But you want to know my problem is, and I'm going to knock points off this pay-per-view for it. This match is so short. Like so
Yeah.
crazy short compared to every
Because
other match was so long.
Because I don't think Monet can go that long.
But dude, they were outside off the top rope. She took a
Yeah.
huge shot off the top rope. Where
Yes.
she landed into the group of girls on the
Yeah.
outside.
That's one thing I noticed too. They all have the girls outside to protect too.
Smart. So smart. So
Right?
smart. Like Stardom understands the young lion situation better
Yeah.
than New Japan does.
And the thing too, Stardom, I noticed, doesn't have barriers there too.
Yeah. And she did get a chant from the weirdo. I mean, the fans at Stardom events are
Yeah.
basically just all solo guys that are really fucking
There
weird.
were a lot of women in the crowd.
Yes, but it's like there was one guy all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
CEO, CEO, and she
Yes.
pointed at him, and then the whole arena started chanting CEO.
CEO. Yeah.
So congratulations to you, weirdo guy that was alone at the Stardom event. You win.
You win. You win the event. But yeah, like I said, this is the best I've seen Monet just in general. Surprised that they gave the belt to Iwatani. But then after I see what happens later on, what to talk about at the end of the episode, I understand. Well, I mean, we can talk about it now. New Japan Strong is introducing their women's division.
Yep.
And Monet is going to be their first champion.
Yep. And it's the smartest idea that New Japan has ever had.
Mm-hmm.
You have Clark Connors. You have Fred
she
Rosser,
is the first. She is going to be the
Penta.
first Grand Slam New Japan champion.
Yeah,
female.
They're migrating the right people. Aussie Open.
Mm-hmm.
People that are going to bring viewers.
Yeah.
And guess what? Now she gets what she wants. She gets to do Japanese wrestling and gets to live in North America. And she's going to carry an entire brand on her back. Congratulations to you.
Mm-hmm.
No,
we're going to see her. We're going to see her now on Impact.
No disrespect.
We're going to see her now on AEW.
Oh, yeah. You think her and Naomi are not going to tag up? You think they're not going to tag up?
Which one? Trinity?
Her and Naomi? Trinity? Yeah. They're going to be a tag team.
For those who don't know, Trinity the other night made her debut on Impact Wrestling.
Hold on, watch this. Guess who's going to be the first ever women's tag team champions of New Japan Strong? Tell me.
It's going to be Trinity and Mercedes Moné.
Mercedes Moné.
I think so.
No freaking duh.
Yeah.
And guess what that's going to do? That's going to elevate Impact. That's going to elevate New Japan Strong.
That's going to elevate Moné. Wrestling. And that's going to elevate the women's division. Mm-hmm. And then we may get like
maybe we'll get real good women's wrestlers in North America. Isn't that
what
a
if
cool
we get
thing?
like Moné and Trinity against like
the Outcasts? Or
or Taylor Wilde and Kylan King.
I'll take that. That's sexy.
Just not Jungle Juice.
That's sexy, not in a sexual way, but in a wrestling way.
And I like what I'm gonna get. But
all right, let's talk about the next match.
Yeah, I mean, so there were also rumors that Mercedes Moné, before we get up, that her contract was up, but clearly now with the fact that she is going in this New Japan Strong tournament, Resurgence, I think it's called. Be on the lookout for that review coming in a few weeks. That's also where we're gonna have the Tanahashi versus Ospreay match.
I don't care.
It's Ospreay's gonna win.
Yeah,
he has to.
I don't care. Who's gonna fight Archer? I don't care. It's Ospreay.
But we're gonna get Ospreay versus Omega too.
No, of course we are.
Probably.
People are saying Double or Nothing is what I'm hearing.
No, Double or Nothing is I think where they're gonna do. No, where they're gonna do. I think is it Dontaku? I think Dontaku. They're gonna do the Ospreay versus Archer match.
I think that Ospreay is gonna have a work a really Ospreay is gonna work a really safe match for the next two matches and don't expect anything fantastic.
It's most likely Archer and Thing is gonna be Dominion.
There's a reason you have Archer and Tanahashi as his opponents because you want it to be super safe. With 0% chance of injury because your AEW crossover is the moneymaker of the year.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So yeah, Resurgence is on May 21st, and then most likely the winner of that match, which is probably going to be Ospreay, will face what's his name there, Lance Archer. They'll probably do the show at Dominion, and then do the Forbidden Door match.
All right, let's get real freaky.
I didn't even add that to the calendar. God
Listen,
damn it.
don't add nothing to the calendar. We're doing a podcast.
Yes,
Next
but-
next match.
But next match, we're going into our main event of the night. We are doing Tam Nakano against Julia. So far, every single championship on the show that has been defended has been changed.
And I don't want to overdo the fact of like, hey, add this to the list, add this to the list.
But
So
add this to the list.
No, we're not adding this to the list. I think the Wonder of Stardom match needs to be added to the list.
Yeah.
And I think as good as this match is, we can let this one go.
Yeah. Even though like
it was a great match.
Yeah.
And I think Tam Nakano is the most underappreciated female wrestler in the entire world.
Yes, because Tam is so quick. She is very quick in the ring.
She's also so ridiculously aggressively abusive.
Yes.
Like her moves were like, I landed on your face. I crushed you. I did a Meteora. Oops, I landed on you.
Oops, I landed on your head.
Yeah, like, but it's like, that's Julia's wrestling.
Yeah, she's more
punch
of that.
Me in the face.
I'm gonna punch you back.
Table.
Yeah,
hit me in the head with this chair.
The only thing was we didn't get the resolution to that table spot.
I mean, they kind of.
Yeah.
It was what it was. They went through a table.
Yeah,
awkwardly.
But there was one part. Julia standing at the bottom, or she's not standing, but she's kind of on the bottom of the ramp near the ring, and Tam just takes this running start.
Oh yeah,
and just knees to the head, like she just comes.
There was also a. I don't know if it was a DDT or like a back, some kind of like
a Falcon Arrow type of. Or like a Michinoku driver kind of thing.
Yeah, right on the ramp, and Julia went head first directly into the ramp.
Yeah. It was like a DDT pile driver thing. Yeah. But
like, my God, do I hate the refs in Stardom? Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the only
two.
That's
like he puts his arm the other direction.
The other.
Like,
oh wait, I can't count. My arm is being pulled in the other direction by a poltergeist.
Yeah.
But
it hit the map, but it doesn't count.
Yeah, because he just grazed it. He slid over it. He didn't hit the mat.
But it adds a lot of drama to all the matches. I'll give it.
It does, but when you notice it,
this match was fantastic. It was hardcore.
Can't unsee it. Yes,
it was brutal. It was a freaking beatdown on both.
There
was
that move. I think Tam did that top rope DDT from the turnbuckle to the outside.
This is not over.
There's going to be a rematch.
This feud is not over. Julia's going to lose again.
You think so? She'll lose the second.
Julia's going to lose again,
and then win the third.
And then but they'll wait till the end of what's the one at the end of the year?
Dream Queendom.
Yeah, so there'll be another one at the next pay-per-view. Julia's going to lose, and then it will go all the way to the end. Julia will win again, and then I think maybe Shuri's going to come back into the picture, or Shuri's going to probably win the IWGP.
Yeah, Shuri will go to IWGP. I would say maybe someone like not Azumi yet.
I think Natsupoi. I think it's time. I'm sorry. I think it's freaking time. I think it's time to start a feud between her and Tam.
Yeah. I'm tired of living under your shadow kind of thing.
They've been
chirping at each other.
Chirping it around, throwing it around in the air. Yeah. Let's just get it.
But and it was just and I'm just amazed at the amount of punishment both these women were able to take in this match. I've seen hardcore men's matches that had less bumps than this straight up wrestling match.
Yeah.
But all in all, there were no bad matches of the night. The Wonder of Stardom, like you said, is the match of the night, guaranteed.
What's your score?
8-2.
I had a collision moment with you where I was originally at a 7-5, but talking about it,
reliving
all of it, thinking about it, I'm at an 8.
That's a good score. We'll keep it at
because
that.
I feel like I did watch it in 2 sections.
Yeah.
And I think that affected the way I thought about it. But when you talk about the matches as one unit, there was 0 bad matches.
No,
so
there
I
weren't.
Can't go less than an 8. It has to be an 8.
We gave a Rebellion. I gave it an 8-6, and you gave it an 8-1.
And that was another thing. No bad matches that night. And I think this is up
Same
there.
thing.
This is an 8.
This has got to be up there with that.
If you want to watch Stardom, watch Stardom. That's the way she goes. Thank you for watching this pay-per-view. with us.
It's just as long as the Stardom show.
Yeah.
So with that out of the way, we'll see you tomorrow for our NXT Spring Break-In review. What a stupid name. But we'll be there tomorrow with that review. So with that out of the way, thanks again for joining us. Goodbye and good night.